how much of you, how much of your experience do you put into your work when you look back on it today versus maybe when you first started?
So it's been my whole journey. My twin brother left this realm when I was 18. So it was through the process of moving through grief that I learned to really embrace love. It was like, where is the gain in this pain? And it was only through loving that I was able to start moving into who I am today. So it's helped me, it's informed me, it's taught me so much. And I got to the University of Santa Monica, as a result of that journey, because we were our first clients. We worked with ourselves, we worked through our own issues, like issue by tissue, issue by tissue, issue by tissue, until the box is empty, so that we could have that space to fill it up with the next thing.
Do you think we all are capable of having that space that you just described?
I am a firm believer that we all have the inner resources and tools to effectively deal with the challenges that confront us in this lifetime. And that is not to say that we don't need support. We all need each other. I teach high school, and I tell my students, who think, I don't need anybody. You see my head moving on that one. And I was like, look, let's cut it out. It took two other souls in human bodies, or the result of that, to bring you here. So it's by design that we need each other, so that if we need help, if we need support, that it's available to us. But on the fundamental internal level, we can get through it if we're willing to peel the layers of our onion.
That's a good point that you mentioned in regards to the teachers, because I hold educators in such high regard, because I feel that they're shaping the next generation, generation after generation after generation. And when you mentioned the independence and how many people, as you put it, will say, I don't need anyone. We hear, and I apologize in advance to my female listeners, you hear women say, I don't need no man, or things like that, right? Or you hear men will say something along the lines, well, I don't need a woman to do this, right? But when you take a shift and take it away from us, when we want to punish criminals, we isolate them. Mm-hmm. Yet many of us want to isolate ourselves willingly from other people. Do you find in your work that the independence maybe is causing more unintentional harm to their mindset, versus we should build a community? Let's say, for example, you and I, we build a community and then we pass that community to the future.
It's interesting, particularly at this time that we're dealing with COVID, because we got mandatory isolation. So it's kind of brought it to the forefront on a whole nother level in terms of people feeling that they're by themselves. And a lot of people who are used to being very social, it was the opposite effect. The forced isolation for them felt like a sense of incarceration, and then wanting to get out and connect with people. It's just different people have different paths. Sometimes we have to stop and be still and listen to ourselves and see what's going on. And then there's a time to say, hey, I need to really reach out, pick up the phone, call someone, FaceTime someone, jump on a Zoom call and see each other and be together. And that's how we support the growth of the community that you were describing.
And that's why I'm so appreciative of conversations like you and I are having today. There may have been a point in time where you and I would not have met.
Absolutely.
Right. And now we are both in each other's universe, spirit, exactly, if you want to say, right? And you give and I take, and I give and you take. And then when we go our separate ways, we're changed. Exactly. Some may say brother fed better, some may say for the worse, some may say in the middle. I'm hoping I'm changing everyone's life positively, by the way.
You are.
But think about where we can where we can go from here. It can be a world as beautiful as the background that you have, where you just look at it and it's truly what they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. When we are putting ourselves out there, because you mentioned you had a loss of a family member.
Mhm.
When you have that type of experience, it's traumatic. And for many people, that catapults them to the next level.
Mhm.
When you have the conversations that you mentioned, Dr. Seelove, within yourself, what are you telling yourself that maybe you wish you knew a few years ago?
Well, it has taught me to not take, don't take grace for granted. We assume that we're going to get to see someone again. I mean, and again, the COVID has brought that, shifted that paradigm, that there's a certainty, but to tap into love. Like, even I tell my students, even if you're mad at someone, if you're mad at your siblings, you get on my nerves, but I still love you. Like, make sure that love is the everlasting connection.
Yes, because love is fluid, right?
Mhm.
It won't stop where if you and I are siblings and you do something, I may not love you at that moment,
Might not like
but
you,
I exactly,
but I always love
exactly.
you. I might not like you, but I always love
And I love that you said that, because you can love someone but not always like them,
you. Mhm.
right? And I think that's where some people get it confused. They feel that you always have to be in a state of loving someone, or
Mhm.
sorry, of liking someone. But as long as you have loved someone, there's people that I haven't talked to maybe in a few weeks. I still love them.
Mhm.
And when I get in contact with them, that love rushes back. It's like a dam. When you lift up that dam, the water comes flowing in. That's what love is to me.
I think if you ask anybody who's been in a long-term relationship, 24/7 liking is not required. Never make it.
You didn't wash the dishes today. I don't like you today. So don't talk to me.